Welcome back, everyone. Today we delve into an important topic that affects many individuals who are victims of narcissistic abuse: gaslighting. Gaslighting is a subtle yet potent form of emotional manipulation that can leave victims feeling confused, doubting their own reality, and questioning their sanity. It is a form of psychological manipulation in which a person seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual or in members of a targeted group, making them question their own memory, perception, or sanity. Gaslighting can occur in various relationships, such as personal, professional, or even societal. In this video, we are going to shed light on this subject, understand its signs, and explore strategies to overcome it. For those who don't know me, my name is Deanna King, and this channel is All Talk Narcissism and Codependency. So without further ado, let's get started. Gaslighting, first coined from a 1940s play and film, refers to a manipulative tactic used by individuals to gain power and control over others. It involves distorting and undermining someone's perceptions, experiences, and memories in order to make them doubt themselves. Gaslighting can manifest in various forms, and the narcissist is master at finding ways to use gaslighting. So let's examine some common signs and examples that can help identify the manipulation in action. The first one is dismissing and invalidating. Validating others' feelings and experiences is a classic gaslighting tool. Those guilty of gaslighting might dismiss your thoughts, your feelings, and emotions, making you question their validity. The narcissist downplays the partner's emotions, making them feel like their feelings are irrational or exaggerated. And examples of this can be saying things like, "You're imagining things," or "This is all in your head." And in a case like this, you might want to respond with something like, "I'd appreciate that you don't try and undermine my state of mind." And when you're responding to a narcissist like that, you want to use a stern and determined voice. You don't want to use a high-pitched emotional voice because they'll just continue to tear you apart. You want to state what you state, and it isn't up for discussion. And this is a boundary. Another response can be, "You have your perspective and I have mine." And then walk away. Not up for discussion. So next, and they all kind of look alike, right? But the next one is trivializing feelings. "You're too sensitive. It was just a joke." You can't take a joke. So here, the victim's emotions are downplayed, making them feel that their reactions are unreasonable. Suppose someone expresses their frustration or sadness about a situation and another person responds by saying, "You're overreacting," or "You're being too sensitive." That person dismissing the emotions is trying to make the individuals doubt their own feelings and perceptions of the situation, and it goes deeper than that. When the gaslighter trivializes like that, the victim ends up feeling shame, and these are triggers for the victim because they were raised believing that they were never really good enough. So if that happens to you where the gaslighter decides to trivialize your feelings, you can respond with a statement such as, "Who are you to judge on the intensity of my feelings? These are my feelings and mine alone, and I expect them to be respected." Again, firm. These are boundaries. Next, we have denying previous conversations or events. And how many of you can relate here? The infamous statement of, "I never said that," or "That never happened." A gaslighter might insist that a conversation never occurred despite evidence or witnesses proving otherwise. The victim remembers a statement or event clearly, but the gaslighter denies it ever happened. And this tactic aims to make the other person question their memory and doubt the validity of their own experiences. "I never said that I would do that for you. You must have misunderstood. Meanwhile, you set out all of your weekend plans to make this happen because you counted on their word." The gaslighter conveniently forgets promises or agreements, leaving the victim feeling confused. And even if you don't question your sanity of them saying this, your mind still got played with because now you are beside yourself in frustration. So there goes your sanity. They will change the narrative to suit their needs. The gaslighter: "You're remembering it all wrong. That's not how it happened." So the gaslighter distorts events or facts, causing the victim to question their own recollection. Gaslighters often twist conversations or events to fit their own narrative and make the other person doubt their perception. For example, they may reinterpret past conversations in a way that portrays the victim as the one at fault or the unreasonable one. Another one is withholding information. By intentionally keeping information or facts from someone, the gaslighter can manipulate their understanding of events. And if you hear all that noise outside, there's not much I can do about it. It's just nonstop. They're doing something on the road here. So anyway, this causes the person to doubt their own knowledge and feel dependent on the gaslighter for accurate information. Blaming the victim. Gaslighters frequently shift blame onto the other person for their own actions or behavior. The narcissist deflects responsibility for their own actions and then shifts the blame onto the partner, making them feel guilty or responsible for problems in the relationship. For example, if the victim confronts the gaslighter about their hurtful actions, the gaslighter might respond with accusations, or they'll get defensive, or claim that the victim provoked their behavior. You're the one who's always starting arguments. It's your fault. They might say something so hurtful or do something so hurtful, knowing full well they did. And when the victim is upset about it, they'll blame the victim for not talking about what's bothering them, when they know full well that if the victim does talk about what hurt them, they will be punished for it. And the victim knows that all too well. The victim doesn't have to be aggressive either in their upsetness. The mere silent cry or a show of sadness is enough to blame the victim and start provoking. The gaslighter shifts blame onto the victim, making them doubt their actions and intentions, projecting their own flaws onto the victim in an attempt to divert attention from their own shortcomings. Gaslighters will project their own behaviors, their thoughts, or feelings onto the victim. That's why a lot of times they come home and you have no idea what happened, but now they're angry with you. They might say things like, "You're always trying to manipulate others," or "You're the one who never listens." So what you can do when the gaslighter lays blame on you is say something like, "I am well aware of my own flaws and always willing to improve on my setbacks. However, your flaws are yours solely and not my responsibility." Firm, walk away, those are boundaries. Intentionally confusing the victim is another way the narcissist gaslights. Gaslighters may use tactics to confuse the victim, such as contradicting their own statements or playing mind games. They'll say things like, "You're so confused all the time. I don't know how you function without me." So the gaslighter fosters a sense of confusion and dependency, making the victim doubt their ability to make decisions independently. It causes the person to question their own understanding and ultimately rely on the gaslighter for clarity. And today we have Alzheimer's disease on the rise, and many people are afraid today after witnessing their own parents or other family members such as aunts or uncles suffer from this awful disease. And this is something that the narcissist can take full advantage of, as the victim might question whether or not they too might be afflicted by this disease. It is malicious. Another form of gaslighting is blatant lies. They can go so far as to make up a story such as telling the victim that the people in the grocery store were rolling their eyes at them and laughing at them, leaving the victim feeling unsure and upset. And right there, they have manipulated the victim's reality. Now, if the victim stands up to these people who have no idea what is happening, the victim will appear unhinged. They'll also often lie blatantly even when confronted with undeniable evidence. They deny facts, they twist the truth, and deceive to maintain control over their victims. If the gaslighter is having an affair, they will deny to the death no matter what proof the victim has. Or if it so happens that they do have no choice but to admit, they'll blame it on the victim. It's their fault that they had an affair. If the gaslighter has been verbally abusive and the victim confronts them about it, they will deny even if the victim has them on a recording device. When it comes to narcissists, gaslighting is as much a part of them as the fingers on their hands. Projection. Gaslighters frequently project their flaws and insecurities onto their victims. They accuse them of doing precisely what they are guilty of, leaving the victim feeling confused. And often the victim finds themselves defending themselves. And if that's you, don't take the bait. Undermining self-esteem. You're not capable of doing that. Why even try? So after being told over and over again that they aren't doing anything right, the victim starts to doubt their own capabilities and depend on the narcissist to take care of things. Another thing they do is isolate the victim. They'll say things like, your friends and family are just trying to manipulate you. You can only trust me. We're a team. Or, your friends don't really care about you. You should spend more time with me. Gaslighters do everything and anything to isolate their victims from friends, family, or supportive networks. By limiting external perspectives and reinforcing their own distorted version of reality, they further cement the victim's dependence on them for validation and on them alone. Another form of gaslighting the narcissist uses is withholding affection. An example of that would be that the narcissist withholds affection and then blames the partner for being too demanding or clingy, playing the victim. The narcissist portrays themselves as the victim, manipulating the partner into feeling guilty or responsible for the narcissist's distress. They may say something like, you're always attacking me. I can't believe you're so mean to me, which is actually projection. Then we have gaslighting through intimacy. The narcissist, if you love me, you would do this for me. The narcissist uses emotional manipulation to pressure the partner into meeting their needs by questioning the depth of the person's love and commitment. Gaslighting in a narcissistic relationship is often subtle and gradual, making it challenging for the victim to recognize the manipulation. But here's what you can do. The first thing is trust your instincts. Trust your own feelings and perceptions. If something doesn't feel right, acknowledge your instincts and don't dismiss them. Take note of the gaslighter's actions and words. Validate your own experiences and seek support from trusted friends, family, or professionals. Maintain boundaries. Set clear boundaries and communicate them assertively. Let the gaslighter know what behavior is unacceptable and be firm in maintaining those boundaries. Number 3, and this one is really important, document incidents. Keep a record of incidents where gaslighting occurs. Document dates, times, and details of the manipulative behavior, and this can serve as a reference and validation for your experiences, especially when they're trying to get back into your life after you've left them, when they try to love bomb you. The 4th one is seek validation. I just talked about that, but talk to friends, family, a therapist about your experiences. Having external validation can help counteract the gaslighter's attempts to make you doubt yourself. The 5th one is educate yourself. Learn about gaslighting and manipulative behaviors. Understanding the tactics being used against you can empower you to recognize them more quickly. The 6th one is maintain independence. Nurture your independence and self-esteem. Gaslighters often seek to make their victims dependent on them, and so strengthening your independence can make you less vulnerable to manipulation. Number 7, consider professional help. If the gaslighting is taking a toll on your mental well-being, consider seeking the help of a therapist or a counselor. They can provide guidance and support in navigating the dynamics of the relationship. And who knows, if you ever need to go to court, you have them on your side. Oh, and another thing that you might want to say to the narcissist is, I feel really confused when you deny things that I clearly remember. And the last one is know when to walk away. Sometimes ending the relationship is the healthiest choice for your well-being. Remember that every situation is unique, and these suggestions may not apply to all circumstances. If you're dealing with a narcissist, you never know how they'll respond to your responses. So whatever you decide, stay safe foremost. So that is all for today, and we shall see you in the next video. Take care and bye for now.